What's up? I'm back, and in this video I wanted to show off how I use the custom engine I've been talking about to actually make apps and games or whatever. So let's get into it. Firstly, we have to import all the stuff, then create a class that inherits from revgame like so, then instantiate it. Next up, we're gonna implement the run method, which is gonna house our game loop. Then if we try to run it, we get a black window. Reason being, every frame, we have to handle user inputs, update and draw stuff, then update display. So Rev Engine has this very useful input objects that we can use that has a bunch of methods. Okay, but in this case all we want to do is check if we want to close the app or not. You can write it like this or like this if you used to how other people in C++ do it in GLFW or whatever. Alright, so next up we just want to call the update method, and if we try running it now we can close the window. First of all, replace the input objects update method with the rev window objects cycle method. It will kind of call the update automatically, at the same time give you some benefits. Then at the end, add this GL display update method. We'll discuss a bit later. Now, if you want to check if a certain key was pressed, you can do the following. As you can see, it works just fine, but then it's somewhat limited. At the moment, the framework only supports about 89 keys, so you might want to implement a key map. So first of all, implement the preload method, then set the key map like so. The quit string is kind of like the key you can use to kind of check if the other two things are being pressed or not. You can use mapped input to check if a certain key map has been activated, and as you can see, it works just fine. So if you're getting tired of the Windows black color, you can fill a color like so. Now if you run the program, as you can see, it works just fine. Now suppose you want to import an image like so. What you can do is use rev.loadImage and pass in the path, and it will return a pygame surface. Then we can use rev.blit or even pygame's built-in blit function to kind of display it on the display, I guess. So what we're gonna do is just split the image to the center and center the image itself. Then if we run it, we get this. Simple. So at the initialization flags we skipped at the beginning of the video, but we've already looked at the caption for setting a caption. But then you can also set an icon like so. Next up is the display size and the screen size flags. The display size changes the native resolution of your app, and the screen size determines what size everything is supposed to be at the end. So everything is going to be stretched. Now we have the window and the display, which are just surfaces you can blit to. Now if both the display size and the screen size were the same, we'd get something like so. Okay. GPU rendering can be enabled, allowing you to pass certain uniforms to GL display update, which are going to be sent to a shader which runs on the GPU. Okay, so the default shader code is here, as you can see, but then you can actually pass your own shader code into the program by specifying a path to a text file like so that contains the valid shader code. Now here's an example. Okay, if we run this, it works. Okay, but then let me show you a video. Now here's a simple example of what you can do. Just implement a simple player class that has all the necessary stuff, update your key map, and then actually start adding all the updating code, and just like that you have a simple game. Okay, so there's still a bunch of stuff that we haven't spoken about yet, which I will speak about in future. Like for example, Rev Engine's custom font class, which allows you to create your own custom fonts, and the button class, which allows you to make these very customizable buttons, the sounds, and a bunch more. But my most favorite by far is the built-in map editor, which you can use to load images that you have on your computer and then kind of create these levels which you can use in your own 2D games. So like you can add and remove stuff, you can set certain properties, like there's a bunch of stuff that I will cover in just a moment. But like as you can see, it's very, I don't know what's the word, but whatever. You can do just about anything with it. As you can see, you can make your worlds as big as you want. That is, if you aren't worried about performance and stuff. You can select and set attributes to certain objects. Like for example, this one will give it a name, and you can use these in game if you want to, if you can pass it, by the way. And that data is stored along with the object, so it's always going to have that property unless if you remove it. So rev engine also has this UI thingy I've been trying where if you hover over stuff, there's some text, there's a layering feature where you can put objects on different layers and you can move between those layers and stuff. So yeah, again, one of the biggest things I've made so far. It's now this thing, it allows you to save and load stuff, obviously. So let me load a map I made a while ago. For example, yeah, this one. This is actually a map that I made, I don't know, I think around February. But as you can see, you can make decent maps using this map editor. And actually, this is a map I used in my game, which is out on itch.io. I'll leave a link in the description. But yeah, that's Rev Engine in a nutshell. I might leave a link to the download page. I think I'll do it on itch. As always, if you like this kind of content, leave a like, comment, or subscribe. It helps out a bunch. So thanks for watching.